everybody, it is Sarah back again, and as I promised, I said I would make a little report after my first infusion. I had to be up super early this morning. The infusion center is about an hour and a half from where I live, so up at the crack of dawn, didn't sleep a whole lot in anticipation for the day. Got there and felt a little strange because it was sort of like, almost looked like it was in an industrial complex and felt like I was in a sci-fi movie kind of. I walked in and it was really fancy. Everything was glass and shiny and clean and big and empty. And anyway, there were these really comfy chairs that still had like their price tags on them. There was like a 60-inch TV, maybe a 72-inch TV on the far wall, and it was very comfortable. And the nurse that was there was really sweet. But I was all alone. I was the only patient there, and I felt, I guess, I don't know, maybe that's what the movie stars go through, because it was just it was very fancy. It wasn't like a hospital setting. Pretty fancy. So I was made fairly comfortable, and they took vital signs and everything, and I answered a bit of a questionnaire, and then they put a hot pack on my arm and inserted the IV, and it didn't even hurt. Usually I have pretty rotten experiences with needles and things because my veins are really little. But they did it. They were just fine. It was painless. I sat there. I brought my iPod along and I just watched a few episodes of the Learning Channel or Home Network or something. I just watched some renovation shows, and by the time 2 or so of those were over, it was done. I hung around for a little while. The time flew really fast, and then I was done. I had a little bit of pressure here in my head, kind of probably in the last hour that I was resting there, but certainly nothing I would take medicine for, nothing that I really complained about. So it was a little bit sore. I still feel it now, here. I still feel it a little bit, and I'm tired. I'm tired a lot of the time anyway, but today I'm tired, so I'll probably hit the hay a little early. But I'm really excited, thinking that all these little proteins are floating around my bloodstream, grabbing hold of all my T cells and making things better, making the cells not go in and attack me anymore. And I had a long talk with the nurse there, and this is probably something that other people feel too, but I mean, all along from the time of diagnosis to now, how I got to this point, there's a questionnaire, I guess the Tysabri company, if you're signing up now, they're doing a study to follow how the Tysabri not only affects like your lesions and your MS things, but how it affects your quality of life overall, which is a good thing. But by answering probably 75 questions, emotional questions, physical questions, sexual function questions, cognitive questions, balance, mobility, all these other things, really makes you recognize when you fill all the stuff out, if you fill it out honestly, that, you know what, this really sucks. Yeah, you know what, I've got all these things, in some places, and not all of them, but it really makes you mark in your own head how you're actually doing. And I talked to the nurse a little bit just about the hope that I was having today. I'm optimistic and I'm hopeful. I'm not expecting a miracle within the first 24 hours, but I'm hopeful. Because really, all along, and for the past several years, there's always this oppressive sort of feeling of hopelessness and helplessness, because I knew for the neuropathic pain that I experienced, sometimes I feel like I've got the flu from head to toe, just so much discomfort in my muscles and joints that I'm useless. If I've done too much the day before, the next day can be a write-off, and it's a day on the couch that's just no fun, because I look around at all the things I want to do, and I can't do them. I want to do things with my kids, I want to go out, and I'm in agony, and nothing except narcotics sometimes can take that pain away. And I've been on gabapentin, Neurontin, lots of different things, amitriptyline. None of those things could touch the neuropathic pain. And when I would experience it, it's like, why go to the doctor? Because I know there's nothing that they can do. There's nothing they can do. So my friends would say, well, get that checked out, get this new thing checked out. And I'm almost like, what's the point? Even if I'm having a flare-up or an attack, I kind of think, what's the point? There's nothing they can do for me. I suffered from a bout of optic neuritis from January to now. It's pretty much resolved. But even then, I got in on an emergency basis with an ophthalmologist, and his only advice was, well, get on some disease-modifying therapy. I've got nothing else to offer you. And you just leave feeling really let down and helpless. And really, if you think about anything in your life, helplessness is the worst feeling that you can have. It's depressing. It's oppressive. It's just a blanket that covers every other area of your life and wets it down and wrecks it. So that's the one thing that I think today I realized I don't necessarily, I'm optimistic, and I'm actually able to do something now with this treatment that maybe some of those, that blanket that covers everything will go away and now be replaced with optimism and hope, and hopefully some positive outcomes, with physical responses. I left feeling, okay, I'm cured, I'm better now. I know I'm not, but I'm optimistic. So even little tiny things, I'm going to notice. I'm going to, documenting this and doing this is going to help me too, because it'll be a record for myself. Also, taking part in the quality of life study at the Tysabri place is going to help me monitor when I fill out those questions again. Maybe next time I'm not filling them out so terribly. So aside from this little bit of pressure here, and just really fatigue, and is it just fatigue because I've psyched myself out and I'm stressed out and I was excited about the day, and I never sleep anyway, but I slept less than I normally don't sleep. Could just be that. I'm going to wait and see how tomorrow is. I've been told, it could be kind of a crappy day or it could be fine. So I'm going to wait and see. But I'm excited and it went well, and my next one I think is in about 5 weeks. I had to move it just with some work things. Had to move the day. So we'll wait and see. But it went well. I'm optimistic. So there you are. I promised I would sign in, and I did. I'm not out on the trampoline doing backflips just yet. Well, I won't do that anyway. That's just silly. But hey, it went well. I didn't, have any adverse reactions, no site reactions. This is where I got, where's the camera? There's this little hole. There's a little hole right there where I got my infusion. I don't even have any bruising. I don't have any marks. I don't have any rashes. Things are good, so I'm hopeful. And for the first time, I'm really feeling that blanket of hopelessness is going to lift, because it ruins every other aspect of your life to a degree. It really does. And probably only people with this can understand that hopelessness. It's almost like being told, you know what? You've got type A something, and there's nothing that anybody can do except pat you on the head and say, wait it out and see what happens, and do, modify your life. You do all those things, and if you're a person like me, you want to get out there and fix the damn thing and sort it out, get to the bottom of it. And anyway, so I'm hoping that that's kind of what this will be. I will sign off now because I've been on here for a while, but I do feel good. I feel optimistic, just a little tired. So if you're heading into this, try to get more sleep than I did. Relax and, watch a few gardening shows, and then it's over. Then you're home to your cozy bed, and you can be very excited that all those little proteins are running around, grabbing onto your T4 cells and doing good things. So, adieu, good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.